In today's video, I want to share with you 3 habits that you need to break in 2023 to help you achieve your goal of starting your own business and to start living the life that you want to live. Hey boss friends, it's Tisha. Happy New Year and welcome to 2023. It is time for a restart and a reset of your goals, and the way to do that is to reflect on some habits that you need to change and help you shift your mindset to help you achieve those goals for 2023. So let's go ahead and jump into these habits that you need to break. The first habit that you need to break for 2023 is self-doubt. Self-doubt can be sneaky because it can show up in different ways. It can show up as excuses or reasons to convince you not to do it. It can be, I don't have time to do it. I don't think that's for me. I don't know how to start. I don't have enough information. Whatever reason or excuse that self-doubt will try to convince you not to even try to achieve your goal. Another way that self-doubt shows up is with imposter syndrome, and this is something that I deal with personally myself, especially being on YouTube and seeing some of my competitors who have larger audience. I sometimes think to myself, who am I to have a YouTube channel? Who am I to have space or have authority in this space? And I have to convince myself and tell myself at times, I belong here. I deserve to have a seat at the table. And you need to do the same for yourself. Self-doubt is self-sabotage. A great way to help you beat self-doubt is to identify the person that you want to become. I learned about this when reading the book Atomic Habits. And in the book, the author talks about creating the identity of the person to help you achieve that goal. So the example he used, instead of just saying you want to learn how to play an instrument, you have to identify yourself as a musician. So whatever it is that you want to identify yourself as, you need to become that person. And a great exercise to help you do that is by creating and writing down I am affirmation statements. This is something that I've done in the past and I felt that it really helped me. And you can write statements like, I am a successful entrepreneur. I am a boss chick. I am financially prosperous. Whatever it is that you want to create an identity around, you want to write down those I am affirmation statements, make them a part of your daily routine, and also say them to yourself when self-doubt tries to be sneaky and seep into your thoughts. Habit number 2 is perfectionism, and this is something that I would definitely be working on in 2023. I recently learned that I had an issue with perfectionism after reading the book Finish, Give Yourself the Gift of Done, and I really appreciate this book because this book is really different from a lot of the other goal books that I've read. In this book, it teaches you how to actually finish the goals that you start, and that's by identifying perfectionism and how to handle perfectionism. Perfectionism will trick you into believing that you need to wait until the perfect time to start, or that you have to make it perfect before you put it out. Therefore, you procrastinate because you spend all this time trying to make it perfect. The worst part about perfectionism is that it will trick you into believing that you actually failed at your goal and you give up. So for me, I've learned to tell myself that good is good enough. And sometimes I have to tell myself, just fuck it and do it anyway and push through, so I do not let perfectionism seep in and prevent me from achieving my goals. Habit number 3 is something I feel like that we all deal with at some point in our life, and that is procrastination. Procrastination is basically avoiding the tasks that you need to complete in order to achieve your goal. You can't expect results if you're procrastinating. It doesn't work that way. Procrastination looks like avoiding the task altogether or making yourself busy doing all these other little things and still not completing the task that needs to be done. Both of these are a type of procrastination. What I used to do, I used to make a huge to-do list thinking that this was going to help me get things done, and when in reality it only made me feel overwhelmed, and I would end up not doing anything, and I would still end up procrastinating. So what I've learned to do, I've learned to plan and prioritize my tasks. I don't use a fancy planner. I just use a notebook. You can use whatever works for you. I use the top 3 method, which means I prioritize my tasks into the top 3 priorities for that day. And I create a to-do list that aligns with my top 3 priorities that I need to get completed for that day. And then I will set aside dedicated time to make sure that I get those priorities done. I've also learned through this process that some progress is better than no progress, because some days my top 3 may look like a top 1. I still work a 9-to-5. I have a family that I have to take care of, so my schedule does not always allow for a top 3, and that's okay. I came across this quote that I found really helpful. It says, "Your worth is not measured in productivity." And when I read that quote, I felt very relieved, and I felt like this pressure that I had put on myself was lifted. So going into 2023, make sure that you don't just focus on the goals. Make sure you also focus on the habits and mindsets that you need to change so you're able to take action towards the goals that you want to achieve. I want to know what habits that you want to break in 2023. Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to start a digital product business, make sure that you are subscribed. I teach new and aspiring entrepreneurs how to use online business tools to create and sell digital products. You can check out the video that's on your screen to help you get started. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.